JAYAIN, Super JAYAIN from Brisbane. JAYAIN, Super JAYAIN, he is thin. JAYAIN, Super JAYAIN, Australian. JAYAIN, Super JAYAIN, I talk to him. Super JAYAIN, wow!
That's pretty good, man. You put a lot of thought into that, I can tell. I'm sorry.
I've been
Sorry,
driving around all week with that in my head.
sorry, I can't return the favor. I haven't thought of an epic intro for you.
That's okay. You don't have to. So this is Talk Dragon Ball, and I'm D, epitome of geekdom. This is Super JAYAIN.
Yep.
Go to
How's it
his
going?
channel. Go to his
Yes,
channel.
please.
Yes, subscribe. And so today, with this episode, we're talking about a hypothetical, a real good what if actually. A lot of videos on YouTube are what ifs. In fact, a lot of people are relying on that for their videos, doing what if scenarios, and that's fine. Hey, if you get clicks, that's great. I'll do a couple too, and I'm sure you will as well. With this one, Moises, I believe. Yes, Moises had submitted this question to us. And I was going to answer it on my own, but I figure I'll get you on too because this kind of needs two heads. This is one of those two heads are better than one situation. So he wants to know, and I think it's a good topic. He wants to know, hypothetically speaking, and is it possible if you take the Dragon Balls, right, and you put them in the room of spirit and time, or as it's called in the dub, the hyperbolic time chamber. And for those who don't know or don't remember, when you go inside the room, an entire year goes by in a day because time does not pass in that alternate dimension the way it does in our dimension. So his theory is, if you put the Dragon Balls in there, could you theoretically use the wishes a day later? Does it reset the Dragon Balls? I'm stumped. I mean, I have some ideas, but that's a very good question.
It is a very good question. Thanks for the question. I think that it wouldn't work though, due to Dende being in a different time dimension to the Dragon Balls. So only a day still would have passed for the creator of the Dragon Balls, and as we know, the Dragon Balls are tied to Dende. So that's just my thoughts. That's just one idea. Let's hear some of yours.
Well, no, that's what I thought too. The Dragon Balls only have the power of its creator. That is told to us very, very early in Dragon Ball. Actually, the first time that it's ever told to us is early in Dragon Ball Z, when Oolong tries to wish to Shenlong to kill the Saiyans, to kill Vegeta and Nappa, and Shenlong says, can't do that. Why? Because they're more powerful than my creator. So, which, again, there's some, I mean, I wouldn't call it a plot hole, but there's maybe some confusion there in some ways, because, the dragon can, like, shift entire planets and move entire populations, but can't kill a couple of, I mean, whatever, let's go with it. I'm not going to complain about that, right? But they're linked to Kami, and then Dende takes over as Kami, so
Yeah,
hypothetically, yeah, Dende would still be on our plane, and thus, the 24 hours would not apply. The Dragon Balls they would be stones. You take them out, they're still stones.
yeah, that's it. And being a god doesn't necessarily mean, because as we know in the original version they refer to Kami as god of Earth. So
He is, yeah.
being the guardian or the god of the Earth doesn't necessarily mean you're a very powerful fighter. As we know, Piccolo and Kami split, and they became much less powerful. But in saying that as well, the Kais aren't necessarily that powerful when you compare them to someone like Beerus or Whis. So you don't, just because you have those mystical powers to be able to create these orbs and that can grant wishes to bring people back to life, transport people from other planets, doesn't necessarily mean you're a fantastic fighter.
Whis is like the only guy who's like as close to a god as you can get. Because I do find it funny how in the Buu saga we're introduced to Kaioshin and Piccolo's freaking out, and a lot of people were wondering why he was freaking out, and it wasn't because he was afraid of Kaioshin, because I do think Piccolo was stronger than Kaioshin. I think it was because Kami inside of Piccolo was like, oh shit, I know who this guy is, and I think what happened was he realized that if he was on Earth, there was some serious shit going down, which would of course be the hatching of Buu. So here's my question to you. What do you think would happen if Dende went in there with the balls?
That could possibly work. It's a possibility. all speculation, but yeah, that could work, you know.
Okay.
It's interesting though to even think if the Dragon Balls would be allowed to enter that other dimension. You know what I mean? Like maybe they wouldn't even be able to. We don't know, but it's interesting.
Well, here's what I think. I think it would not work, and I'll tell you why. Because if you take the Dragon Balls, let's say you put them in there, and you even put Dende in there with them, the rules are 24 hours goes by, and thus in the room, right? And then when you leave, you know it's I'm sorry, a year goes by in the room, and then when you leave, it's still 24 hours. I'm thinking that if you go into the room, the Dragon Balls will just stay as stones because the laws of physics and the laws of time don't apply in the room, and thus the dragon, that's my opinion. Again, there's nothing to back this up because we've never had that scenario in Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z, or even GT didn't even go that route. But GT's Dragon Balls make even less sense.
Mm.
You know?
Yeah, well, the Shadow Dragon, what are they? The Black Star Dragon Balls, sorry, they're another thing altogether, and then you've got the Dragon Balls being used. I'll go back before Dragon Ball GT, and you've got the Dragon Balls being used in the series in less than a year at certain points, as we've pointed out. The first time that they were used, we believe that when Goku was wished back to life, and then when they were used to wish the Namekians back to life, we believe that was less than a year there, don't we?
That was like a month, but the workaround for that was that when Kami died and came back to life, it reset the clock, which they never made that clear to us, though.
No, that's it. So there's a lot of questions there to be asked on top of the Dragon Balls being able to work in the hyperbolic time chamber. But yeah, it's definitely a really interesting topic. It's one of those ones where it's really down to your own personal opinion. I think maybe it might work as long as Dende went in the chamber with them. But the whole thing there is as well. How do you know that you've entered exactly on 24 hours? You know what I mean? Like they got that clock on the wall there. But say Dende leaves early. If he leaves even a little bit early, less than 24 hours, and like say he comes out 23 hours and a bit by accident, it doesn't work because the Dragon Balls have not spent a year. When he takes them back to that dimension, you know, they've still got all that time to go. I mean, it might reset the time again. You know what I mean? It might reset the time back to a year if he doesn't spend a whole exact day in the time chamber. There's so many questions there.
Yeah, well, my thing is this. I believe, and this is all fan fiction in my head, I believe if you stepped into the chamber, you know, with the Dragon Balls, even with Dende, it doesn't matter. I think the minute that you step out of the chamber, I think right then and there, the Dragon Balls, you know, cease to work. I think they go back to being stones. In other words, they don't change. I don't think they change at all. But that brings me to another question. Okay, this is another very similar question. I want to get your thoughts on it. If somebody made a time machine, like the one that Trunks came back in time with, and, you know, let's pretend that Bulma made one in the regular Dragon Ball Z timeline, the one that goes to the Buu Saga and FUKKATSU no F and all that, and you put the Dragon Balls in the time machine, and then you went back in time. Could they be used then? See, are they linked to the other timeline, or when you go to the new timeline that you just created, does it break that link? This is all like hypothetical, blow your mind shit right here that it was never even close to being a scenario in the show. But you would assume that somebody would say, hey, why don't we put the balls in there and then make unlimited wishes every day?
Yeah, I don't think it would work personally. I think Shenron, I don't know, maybe it would work. I don't know if it was a dub line, but in Kai, no, it's not a dub line actually because it's in all versions. When Goku dies and Shenron says against Cell, and Shenron says he can't bring him back at the lookout after Cell's been defeated. They come up with the idea to go back to the time before when Cell was still alive and Goku was still alive, but they decide against it because that would bring Cell back to life as well.
Yeah, and so wait a minute, just real quick, stop you right there. So does that mean that the dragon can travel through time like we see? That always bugged me because if the dragon's that powerful, I mean that opens up a bunch of possibilities.
Yeah, so I don't know if the dragon was capable of doing that because they never actually asked to make that wish, but just thought that would be an interesting topic to bring up because, I remember them asking that. They came up with that wish and they decided against it. But yeah, they may work if they put them in the time machine. I don't know because I always wondered as well why they didn't ask Shenron to. Why didn't Trunks go back to Goku's the main timeline, and ask to use their Dragon Balls to wish everyone back in his timeline if that was a possibility? You get what I mean? Like he would have been easily able to recharge the time machine easily he could have recharged the time machine, gone back, and asked to use their Dragon Balls. If that was a possibility, why didn't Trunks do that?
You mean
Maybe,
like borrow the Dragon Balls, go back to the
yeah,
future, and then go back? Well,
yeah, go.
Well, no, Piccolo died, so Kami was dead. But you're saying if it was linked to the other timeline, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I see.
No, but the Piccolo died against the androids in Trunks' timeline. So if Trunks goes back to the main timeline after he's defeated the androids and it's safe again, be like, Goku can borrow the Dragon Balls to wish all my friends back so they can be alive in my timeline again.
Well, remember, the whole Trunks storyline, and I hate to, this is going to hurt some people's feelings, and I love the Cell arc very much, but let's be real, that storyline could have never happened, because the minute that the number 17 and 18 killed off the Z Fighters, right? The minute that happened, Kaio, who was in communication with the Earthlings, could have contacted the Namex, could have made a wish to bring everybody back then, and they all could have ganged up on the 17 and 18, or they could have, brought them back and then just waited and trained, and that's the thing. People are like, well, why didn't Trunks use Dragon Balls? Well, Piccolo was dead, right? Okay, fine. What about the ones on Namek? Oh, well, Trunks couldn't communicate with the Namex. No, but Kaio could. Kaio communicates with anybody in the Northern Galaxy. That's a huge plot hole to me. Where was Kaio when 17 and 18 were fucking the Earth up?
Maybe, but Kaioshin can't interfere. Maybe that's a possibility as well. Maybe he's not allowed to interfere because
I don't know. He kind of, let's be real, bro. He kind of did interfere. He taught Goku the Kaioken. He taught Goku the Genki Dama. He's the one who came up with the idea. Remember, him, Goku, and Kami all got together to wish all the Namex from Namek back to Earth and all that. So he kind of did get involved, man.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe he didn't know who Trunks was, but who's to say that's from stopping him? That's going to stop him from.
Well, he's obviously got a link to Goku. So once Goku died, right?
Yeah.
He should have, and then 17 and 18 showed up, and he obviously has a link to Kami and to Piccolo and to Vegeta he talked and even to I think didn't he talk to Bulma too? Yeah, he did. He talked to Bulma when
with Yamcha.
Yeah, with Yamcha. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Dragon Ball's time travel. It's another whole topic altogether, but it may or may not work. Probably, yeah, you'd like to think it wouldn't because it might create a few questions as to just how powerful Shenron is. But I think maybe that they might work if they came up with the idea to wish Goku and Cell back to the point where Goku was still alive, but at the same time they never asked that wish, so we don't know, because Shenron sometimes does decline wishes. He says, I don't have the power to do that. So maybe if they asked for that wish, he would have said, I'm not capable of doing that. I don't...
Go ahead.
I don't know if the Dragon Balls are capable of time travel. I don't know.
What's dumb about that wish though is that, like, the whole thing was Shenlong said he couldn't bring Goku back because Goku's body had been destroyed in the other world or whatever, which to me is a contradiction, because when they asked Porunga to bring Krillin back to life, Porunga brought Krillin back to life and then said, as a favor to you, I'll put his body back together. Now, if these fuckers had two wishes with the Dende Dragon Balls at the end of the Cell arc, they could have said, wish number 1, give Goku his body back. Wish number 2, teleport Goku here and bring him back to life. Boom. Or he didn't even have to teleport him. They could have brought him back to life in the other world, and then he could have voluntarily done the teleportation, the instantaneous movement, and showed up back in our planet. See, again, there's stuff there that doesn't make any sense. And so I'm like, fuck, man, this show never made any sense.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's all about the colors and the fights.
That's because we're fucking around with the natural order of the story, though. We're fucking around with Toriyama's original story, so even though there are some inconsistencies there, we're making up stuff that never happened. So that's why you find these inconsistencies.
Well, I assure you, we ain't the only people on YouTube that are making stuff up, but
nah, that's it.
That's between you and I right there. No,
yeah, I understand. Yeah.
No. I'm only kidding. We never make anything up. So we never ever have lied. Have we ever lied? To the people?
No, we have not. I have never made anything up on my channel, and I know you haven't, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe I have, so that's good. Yeah. All right, well, that's it. I mean, pretty much, I guess we're both in agreement that it probably wouldn't work for a number of reasons, but hey, what if Toriyama decides that it does work, and then when we see Dragon Ball Super, he decides to use it as a plot device, and then the villain blows up the Room of Spirit and Time, which actually I think was already destroyed. Didn't they already destroy the entrance?
Yeah, Super Buu destroyed the entrance, but he created a rift between dimensions by yelling.
By screaming, yeah. So obviously, now we can obviously assume that Vegeta and Goku in their SSJ God SS forms have enough power to create that same rift. And we definitely know that Whis can, because he's Whis. He can do anything he wants. So maybe they can reopen the Room of Spirit and Time. But I'm actually okay with them closing that, and therefore closing any more possible plot holes in the future of Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think even Goku and Vegeta in their base forms could do it now, because they're saying beyond God forms, their base forms are supposed to be stupidly powerful as well, from what I can read. So they probably be able to do it in their base forms as well.
I mean, now they go from base to SSJ, or they don't even do that. They go from base to SSJ God SS. So, or SSJ God SSJ, whatever. So they can jump between. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't know if we're ever gonna see the gold hair on either one of them again. Really.
No. But from my understanding, their base forms are now more powerful than any villain in Dragon Ball Z. I think even their base forms could murk Kid Buu now. So
well, yeah,
that's just my understanding.
I agree, because Goku in his base form. Spoiler alert: Goku in his base form kind of took it to Frieza, easily. So and Frieza one-shot at Gohan. So yes, folks, Goku in his base form is now more powerful than SSJ Gohan. That's gonna piss some Gohan fans off.
Yep, it is. But
hey, we didn't write the fucking thing.
We didn't write it, and Gohan hasn't been doing his training. He hasn't been eating his fucking Wheat Bix in the morning, and he hasn't been eating his vegetables, and he hasn't been training. So that's his problem.
That's his fault. All right, well, that's gonna do it for Talk Dragon Ball this week, and we'll see you next week. Do you have anything to say to our lovely, lovely audience?
I do, guys. I've just started a Facebook page for all the content that's been taken down off YouTube. We're getting a lot of copyright claims from the leaked FUKKATSU Noah footage, so I'm posting that footage on my Facebook page. So if you guys want to watch the footage, just head to my channel, and the link is in the description to my latest videos. So head there, or just look for Super JAYAIN on Facebook. I'd appreciate that. Just a like on that page would be fantastic.
Now, you're not getting the copyright strikes. The people who are uploading the videos are. Right?
That's right, but obviously, yeah, that's right. But obviously, if I'm putting a link to my Facebook page, which has the footage on my Facebook page, then I can't get a copyright strike. It's impossible.
No, and that's the thing. The reason I was saying that is because some people have asked me if I'm going to put the footage up on my channel, and the answer is no. I'm not going to put any of that footage up, because Toei will fuck me in my arsehole. You know what I'm saying? They will. They've already done it to other YouTubers, and they will. So I'll link to it. I'll be happy to link to it. But as far as putting up the whole movie on my channel or anything like that, it's not happening, because I've worked way too damn hard on this channel. I will gladly help people find some clips here and there. I'm not going to encourage the bootlegging of the entire movie, but some clips is okay. But as far as throwing any of that stuff on my channel, it's got to be like a TV spot, like I've done before, TV commercial trailer, but it ain't gonna be like, the whole thing. I mean, they will lay the hammer on me. 3 strikes, you're out of YouTube, but I'm not gonna I haven't even got 1 strike yet, and I don't want it.
Yeah, neither have I, and I've put the Facebook page there, so you guys, if you want to see the footage, it's always going to be there. Obviously, once the movie comes out, you probably won't want to see it anymore, but I'll be doing it in the future for any leaking news, whether it be about Dragon Ball Super as well. And I will upload parts of the movie onto the page, but you can understand that I obviously, and I hope you guys will as well, I'll be supporting the movie in cinemas, and I will be buying the Blu-ray and the DVD releases of it, so you don't have to worry about that.
You might buy more than one. No,
I might. I'll probably buy 1 in shrink wrap and 1 to open and watch.
You're putting Toriyama's kids through college. That's what you're doing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right. All right. Well, thank you as always, and thanks everybody for listening, and we'll catch your ass down the road.
Catch you later, guys.